7, 9. This is, I'm on YouTube, showing you some stuff here, showing you this channel here. Look what it says. This is the name of the channel. It says YouTube shadow bans accounts they don't like. This account is being shadow banned by YouTube. I'm going to click where it says more. And then it says the whole thing. Banned by YouTube. Comments I make on various channels appear in my comment history, but don't appear on the public access. Okay. So if you want to see this, go in and check this guy out. Alright. So let me get back here. So, okay, that's the channel, Call Evades. But if you go in and you look for Call Evades, don't get mixed up because they're putting out decoys of Call Evades. Make sure that the channel that you're on, make sure the channel is Call Evades because they're using his thing to throw you off. Always pay attention to the channel. Okay? So that's how many subscribers he's got. That's why I made a comment about the comments. There should be thousands and thousands of comments. You can watch two documentaries on this channel. Okay? Well, there's a whole bunch of documentaries, but um, there's two in particular that you can watch on this channel because if you watch them anywhere else, they're all messed up and you won't continue watching they're designed to make you disgusted with the content. Okay? These reptilian shapeshifters ain't dumb. I gotta be careful so that doesn't fall. Check my signal. Yeah, they're throwing it on the blink. Um, I'm gonna move my phone here, but first let me check my signal, see how it won't set when I try taking a picture of the channel. I hate when they do that. Right? Okay, so let me check my signal strength. Hello, Jeff Healy. Oh wow, there it's being blocked. It's all jacked up. So let me move the phone so that the signal gets better. Okay. Hey, that's not the right one. Where the hell is the phone? How stupid. Where in the hell is the damn phone? The phone's already over here on the window. No, it's not. Oh, the phone's right here. I wonder why. How stupid. Okay, let me put this over here on the windowsill. Should get a little bit better signal now. So, wow, 17 people in here. Did you hear what I just said? That the thumbnail that's on there, that channel, it's called Call Evades. And if you go looking for this channel, watch out for decoys, okay? Because there's people putting symbols on there look like him or her, whoever they are. It's called Call Evades, and that's the thumbnail that I just put on the for the thumbnail. Even though they blocked it, it would not center. No matter how many times I took a picture of it centered, it hides it. And even when I was trying to take a picture of it, it blanked the screen 3 times. I had to go back in and start the YouTube stream. So if you read that, if you go to that channel, Call Evades, to hit that particular channel, you'll see that it says right there, this channel is being shadow banned. He's got 1.9K subs. And the reason why I'm telling you about this channel is because it's got both of Aaron Russo's documents on there, which one of them I told you they took off the market. Okay, so you can't buy the DVD on Amazon because they completely took it off the market. Okay, just like they took Fred Hampton, the murder of Fred Hampton, off the market, they completely took it off Amazon. Probably paid somebody, right? Paid them to take it off. Give them, 100,000 for the people who have the rights to it, right? And because there's no other reason for the murder of Fred Hampton to be taken off the market. This is ridiculous, right? Do you understand that? So, um, let me show you. Well, I can't show you because I don't have the stuff with me right here. But the name of the documentary, the one especially on this channel, is Aaron Russo's Mad as Hell. That's the only channel where it's a decent copy, where the audio is in sync with the video and it doesn't have pieces taken out of it, little glitches. They take the main piece out and it just completely obliterates the message. So this channel here, even though he says he's being shadow banned, I believe it. It has those 2 documentaries on there, both by Aaron Russo. Especially that I promote is Mad as Hell, because that one, they yanked it off of the market. His other documentary is also important, but it doesn't have the pizzazz as Mad as Hell. But it's an important message. Very, very important. It's called America, Freedom to Fascism. Okay? Both these documentaries are by Aaron Russo. And his birthday's next week, by the way. Valentine's Day. And and so both these documentaries are very important. And America Freedom to Fascism is still on Amazon. You can buy it on Amazon. And but Mad as Hell, they pulled that off the market. So that should tell you something. Okay, now um the reason why Mad as Hell, I mean, the reason why America Freedom to Fascism is so important is because Mahatma Gandhi said oppression is the worst form of violence. Any violence you can think of, it's because of oppression. All the other things that you see, the R word, the M word, all these atrocities that are going on are merely a symptom of oppression. Okay? So the greatest oppressor in this country, the greatest devil, and I'm almost certain they are absolutely extraterrestrial devils. Um, they're infested. This agency is infested with devils, extraterrestrials. In this documentary, America Freedom to Fascism, tells you who this oppressor is. This oppressor has made people homeless. You know how they come, what are we going to do about the homeless? What? Well, why don't you get rid of this freaking devil who's making people homeless? Okay? And making people poor, creating poverty. Why isn't nobody talking about that? The only one who talked about it was a martyr named Aaron Russo. He was a director, film director, and he also made a few other movies, Trading Places with Eddie Murphy, Bette Midler, The Rose, and Wise Guys. But he made two documentaries, so he was targeted. And so those two videos, you can watch them on that channel. That's I put the as a thumbnail. Call evades, and he tells you right on the thumbnail. When you look at when you get there to his channel on the thumbnail, it tells you right there. YouTube bans channels they don't agree with or something like that. He says this channel is being banned, and I can attest to it because when I went in right now to try to take a picture of it, it blanked me out and kicked me out. Kicked me back out to the homepage on YouTube 3 times. Okay? When I tried taking a picture of his thumbnail. And so um that's all. Oh yeah. And I wanted to share one thing. You know, I know a lot of people are depressed right now because a lot of people lost a lot of money. Um, you know, depending on how much money they had invested into crypto. You know, if they had 10,000, they just lost 5,000. And if they had 100,000, they bailed with 50,000, took a $50,000 loss. And so there's a lot of people who are depressed right now. And so um, I'm not the only one who's saying it's going to take another dip. Somebody else said it. I just saw it online. And just like I said it's going to move sideways for about a month. That's what it's doing right now. It's moving sideways. And so now, you know what's going on right now. Uh, there's a big fight going on um, between two racial ethnicities, and one of them is sitting in the White House, our president, the president of the United States, and who I usually avoid mentioning. And so the first thing before you can start trying to judge here, the first thing you have to take into thought is there a superior being, a creator who's controlling everything? And you have to ask these kind of questions. Um, I'll go into it later, but taking it at face value, you have these two people who are fighting, and two racial ethnicities. One of the racial ethnicities used to be an oppressor, and the other racial ethnicity was the oppressed, the slaves. Okay? Just goes back a couple um, great grandfathers, great grandmothers. That's it. Grandfather and great grandfather. That was slavery. And it's not like it's six generations back. It just barely happened. And and so they're fighting. And well, now that we have our own little soapbox where we can give our opinion to the whole world, people in the Congo can listen to us right now. There is no 6 degrees of separation. And if you want to know what 6 degrees of separation is, just type in psychology 6 degrees of separation. It doesn't exist anymore. Now that they put the satellites in outer space and we have internet, there is no 6 degrees of separation. And so these two ethnicities are fighting, and some of these people are going all in, totally humiliating, totally um, um, humiliating um, this person, you know, in front of everyone. It's embarrassing, and they went there and they talked about his sexual shortcomings, and now they're um, saying accusations have been found in the Epstein files of the R word with with what do you call them? What do you call an eight-year old girl? Little girls, right? And I mean, they're just having their way with them. And so now they, he, or them shot back with a um, racial, racist remark. And I don't want to say the word because they'll take it the wrong way. But so you got a lot of people. This was just one person, but because of what this did, you have a lot, many thousands and thousands and millions of people who that um, hurt them emotionally. And so, you know, they were poking the bear, right? And so there it is. So now what's everybody going to do? Start calling everybody up, pointing out everybody's imperfections, right? See, you're this and you're this and you're that. Um, I don't know. But so, I mean, I could see that already. They didn't have to come out and say they're they're alluding to it in all kinds of different things in Hollywood. It's plain as the nose on your face. How could you not recognize it? And so moving away from that subject, um, you know, it's not going to end there. They are not going to be happy till you know what, and you know it's coming. Um, so moving on to the next subject, people in general are not good. Just like on that movie, The Karate Kid, where he tells him, wax on, whack off, right? And and he says something good, people bad. Well, it's generally that way. Good people are few and far between. Most people are a bunch of idiots, okay? Because they subject themselves to the devil, which is TV. That's where the devil rules. Lucifer rules on TV, but they're too stupid to stay away from it. Or they just don't give a damn because they're like disgusting. And some of them may be ignorant, but mostly most of them just don't give a damn. Okay? And none of them will lift a finger to stand up against injustice. So you have these people who um, are protesting injustice, but no, they're not protesting injustice. They're protesting what's good for them. They don't give a damn about anybody else, just what's going on with their stuff. Okay, this is what they're protesting about. And the ones who are there saying that they're protesting against injustice are full of shit. Okay, and I can prove it that they're full of shit. I just got to remember how. Um, oh yeah, because if they truly were protesting injustice, then they would be protesting against this beast, these devils that I just told you about, who are responsible for violence. They are responsible. They are the oppressor. Do you see anybody talking about Aaron Russo's documentary that he put his neck out on the line to expose this freaking beast? and not one of them will lift a finger to promote the video, America Freedom to Fascism. Not one of them. What does that tell you? And so you have all these people out there protesting because they're out there serving hot dogs and popcorn, and they're making videos to be on YouTube live stream and TikTok. They don't give a damn about injustice. And by the way, there's a lot of people talking about different stuff. All I can say is this: watch their body language. It's like the people want to be freaking misled. All you have to do is watch their body language, and that'll tell you where they're coming from if they're lying. Okay? And so because these companies are getting desperate, right? They're going to have to change all their stuff. I'm talking about the food industry. They're going to have to change all their stuff and take all that poison out. They don't want to take the poison out because they're raking in the money off people getting jacked up off eating this freaking garbage. I grabbed myself 2 yogurts in Walmart the other night. Just grabbed one, not thinking. One of them said light on it, Light. And not thinking, I just took it anyway. Anyway, I said they can't be still putting this bullshit in there, right? So I got one that was plain yogurt and one that was light. I went over there, started eating the one that was light. It was coconut. And I was like, you can taste something is wrong immediately. Anything diet, you can taste something nasty in there. So I was like, read the label, and they're putting that freaking fake ass sweetener in there. That dirty, nasty ass shit. And they say, oh, the FDA says it's okay. So if you want to know what the FDA is about, read The FDA's Crimes Against Humanity by Elaine Foyer. Okay? And you'll see who the FDA is. The FDA is basically the Gestapo. If you do the whatchamacallit, it's basically the Gestapo because they can come to your house with guns drawn, throw you on the floor without a search warrant. Something just happened. Something just happened recently. Um, oh yeah, Epstein. You know, the CIA jumped in, got him out of the way, and frickin' staged this whole frickin' thing. The piece of cake for the CIA to do that. They do it all the time. All you have to do is do a little research on the CIA. Okay? And I'm sure there was people around there, right? How do you think the CIA does it? How do you think the CIA does it? I'm not saying with 100% certainty. I'm saying their usual modus operandi is they protect each other. Okay? He's probably sitting out in some island. This is what the CIA does. They do stuff like this. They do stuff in a big way. They'll make wars. They do all kinds of crazy stuff. What do you think Lucifer can do? I was just seeing it today and I was like, wait a minute. These guys are all in it together. So they took the CIA to get him out of there. so that he wouldn't get punished, have to spend the rest of the time in prison. Stage the whole thing. It's a piece of cake for the CIA to stage that. They got lookalikes, everything you can think of. Even though the people think, oh, this, right? They got their ways of doing stuff. That's why they call them the Secret Intelligence Agency. And and who do you think it was started by? Bush. Do research on it. They got DVDs on it down at the public library. By the way, I think you can get um, the Weather Underground at the public library. Okay? If you go to the library, I know a lot of people don't, but you can get it on Amazon. Okay? It's got two covers. It's still on Amazon, but I don't think it's going to be there for very long. One of the covers looks like this, okay? On the CD, I mean on the DVD, and then the other cover looks like this. So it comes in two different um, covers. So I just thought I'd let you know that. So if you're looking for it, it used to be you can, just last month, used to be you could go on YouTube and type in the Weather Underground, and these would pop up and it'd show like 53 minutes. So it was the whole movie. And now, just all of a sudden, last month, they just completely obliterated it. They've got everybody under the sun talking about the documentary. Who wants to hear some dude freaking bullshit about the documentary? Just watch the documentary. They do it to make it leave a bad taste in your mouth so that you won't watch it. Okay? And so, getting back to the people who don't care about justice or inequality, and they're out there, marching and protesting. Well, these people did care. Okay? The Weather Underground. They did care about injustice and inequality. Everybody came together and they were protesting Lucifer, the devils, what they were doing. They were pouring freaking hot freaking tar on men, women, and children. Okay? This is what they were protesting against. These freaking Lucifers on earth. How long do you think they've been doing this stuff? So these people were protesting against injustice. It's called the Weather Underground. Okay? And it was everybody came together. The American Indian movement, the Latin Kings, the Young Lords, the Black Panther Party, Ernesto Guevara and Fidel Castro from Cuba, and the people who were behind Mao Zedong in China. Okay? All these people were protesting. And that's why they made a campaign. I remember there was this movie called Wait. It was a cartoon. It was like The Simpsons, but it was in the 1970s. And it was called Wait Till Your Father Gets Home. And they attacked these people with the TV. That's how they control it, with the TV. And they attacked all of these people on this cartoon and everything else that was on TV. They launched a war against these people, including the Black Panther Party. This is how they did it. After they murdered Fred Hampton, they played it all across the nation like they were really trying to do something, get justice. We're taking it to court. Court's a pile of freaking dog doo doo. Court is freaking full of shit. That's why they don't allow live streams in the courtrooms. because they're doing so much freaking bullcrap in there. That Lucifer reigns in the courtrooms. That's why they don't. That's why the judges are forbidding your live stream in there. You tried going there with the camera with your cell phone, they'll freaking arrest you, throw you in jail. Does that sound like fairness and equality to you? And and so um they there was all these people and the hippies. They were all protesting. Everybody came together. They were all protesting freaking Lucifer on Earth. Okay, doing all these atrocities, was running wild. And so how they destroyed him, how they destroyed the movement is with TV. And they got on there and they portrayed these people, especially on this cartoon. It was called Wait Till Your Father Gets Home. And they just freaking put these hippies down, calling them bums and all this stuff. So they controlled the narrative. That's how they put it out with the TV. That's how they got away with murdering Fred Hampton, a 21-year-old civil rights activist, and nobody even got a slap on the wrist. And it's absolutely documented what they did was illegal. They had no reason to go in there and murder him. And they get away with it. They put it all, and the people are so freaking stupid sitting there watching the TV while they're raking in the money, putting on advertisements, and you go buy the stuff that they're advertising. They double bend you over. And it won't stop them from watching TV. They're stupid. And so anyhow, if you want to see what people really were protesting from the heart against injustice, then watch the Weather Underground. Okay? Because they don't, it's not from the heart. If it was from the heart, they would be protesting the biggest freaking oppressor there is in the country right now, and nobody's saying a word about it. The only one who said anything was Aaron Russo when he made his documentary about it. Stood up against this freaking devil on earth, this beast, the greatest oppressor in the United States. That's why Mahatma Gandhi told your ass oppression is the worst form of violence. All this other stuff that you see is just symptoms of it. Okay? So that's all I've got to share with you for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Signing out from um, the San Joaquin Valley here in California. It's getting a little bit late. Let's see what time it is. I can't see the time. It's 8:53. And thanks for leaving comments, everybody. Thank you for the 2 likes. Thank you for leaving comments. Want to know something I make? Uh, Keith, Sarah Keith, and that's a weird name. Okay, so uh, Keith, I don't know what you're talking about, but thanks for leaving the comments. Maybe later on. And so there's 2 people in here leaving comments. And Rianne, that's not Rihanna, are you? Okay. Rianne, I don't know what you're talking about, but you might get booted if you keep not making sense. And you don't want to get booted because then you won't be able to comment on here. So you better straighten up or fly right. Okay. Talk to you later. Wait. I got one here I might boot. I got one here is held for review. Shut the hell up. Oh, okay. So you're over here leaving all these comments and then you saying stuff like that. All right. Now I see how you are. All right. Well, Thanks for listening, and be sure to check this out. It'll show you what real protesters are, not the phony ones they got these days. Okie dokie. So let me know if you find it. Try looking for it on Amazon. I saw two up there, and that one person said they had nine left, and so I suspect because I was promoting two other videos, two other documentaries. Um, First one was Mad as Hell by Aaron Russo, and they yanked that one off. You couldn't find it anywhere. The only place you can watch it is that channel that I told you, Call Evades. And then I was promoting the murder of Fred Hampton, and they yanked that one off. So what does that tell you? It's not available on Amazon anymore. I think you can watch it on certain wherever Rock You or IMD. I don't know. I don't watch movies, so I don't know. But but yeah, I suspect that this one's going to be next. So grab the DVDs that are there on Amazon or wherever you go to watch your DVDs, because they're going to try and get rid of this one next. Okay? They already did it on YouTube because I started telling people about it just like last month, and they already completely hit it on shadow banned it on YouTube. Just there's just a bunch of decoys and garbage crap. You watch that garbage crap, you will not even want to buy the DVD. They're deliberately trying to mess it up so that it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. They're not stupid. They're the secret intelligence people. They know all about how your mind works. It's Lucifer on Earth. Okay, so be sure to check it out. It's the Weather Underground. It comes in this style here, and then it's also looks like this. So they got covers for it. It's a DVD. Okay, it's called Weather Underground. No, The Weather Underground. Okay, and there's Dorn. They were all hippies. And they're still around too. They're just a lot older. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Signing out from Central Valley, California. And I should talk to you tomorrow. I might be going. I can't believe what happened at Walmart. Two of the main items that I went in to get. Let me tell you about this before I shut this thing off. Um, so when I was checking out, I don't know if it's because they thought I was stealing. Okay, could be because I had to use two cards because one card only had $16 left on it. So I used that card first and I put the stuff in a bag. And then when I went to go start ringing the other stuff up, they shut the machine down. They shut the register off. And I don't know if it's the manager that's in there or could it be a major devil in corporate, right? Because they can do stuff like that. They can check any store they want to if they want to target you and do crap like that. They know how to do it. And so they shut the register down and I had to take all my stuff over to a different register. Just totally messed everything up and I ended up forgetting my bread um and my beet juice. And so I went back. I went all the way back from Lemoore. And well, not back from Lemoore because I found out when I was in back in Hanford. I went back for the bread, but I had forgot the beet juice still. But I had to go all the way back there for the bread. And well, this bread is supposedly it's Dave's Killer Bread, which is good bread because it's made with organic, wholesome stuff. It's the best stuff that's on the shelf right now. at Walmart. And I'm sure there's other stuff that's better, but it's not available at Walmart. Well, on Dave's Killer Bread, he's got different kinds. They've got different kinds. It's from San Francisco. And um, one of them is called sourdough. So I got the sourdough this time. And I got it home, and it's not sourdough. It's like, um, it is like, what's it called? Rye bread. It tastes like rye bread, or I guess what they call pumpernickel, right? But it's not sourdough because sourdough is supposed to have big holes in it. And so, what's up with that? And so then I found some sourdough at Target, which is right next door. I was looking online. There's a brand called Ezio, and I think it's Italian, and it's sourdough, right? So you look at the ingredients and it says wheat flour. And, that's basically it, wheat flour and salt and whatever. But these tricky rascals got the people believing, oh, well, it's got, it doesn't have that enriched flour, so it must be good. No, it has to say organic. Because if it doesn't say organic, that means they're probably getting their wheat right after somebody sprayed it with freaking Roundup. Because that's what they do. Okay? They're trying to act like, oh, we're not doing it on purpose. Yes, they are doing it on purpose. Because the second largest industry in the United States is in bed with them, with the food industry. It's a freaking hustle to rake the money in off you when you're sick, especially targeting the poor people because they're going to funnel the money out of the government from Medi-Cal, welfare, and so they spray it with Roundup. If it doesn't say organic on it, chances are you're getting residue of Roundup. That's what organic means. It means that the wheat was not sprayed with freaking Roundup, with chemicals. It's organic. So they don't even have it in Hanford. The closest they had it was in Tulare, okay, at the Target in Tulare. So these people think, oh, we got the good sourdough bread. It doesn't have enriched flour in it. Yeah, but they tricked you because they're getting you with the residue of Roundup, which has been banned in Vietnam already. And it's about to be banned in Germany and in Italy. But United States is still going hot and heavy on it, spraying the shit out of it with frickin' Roundup right before they send it to be milled into flour. Okay? So, um, they do not have sourdough bread at Walmart that is organic or that uses um, that does not use enriched flour. So if Walmart's not going to do nothing about it, then we need to start telling the companies. They're listening anyway. The only reason they're not doing anything about it is because the people haven't got loud enough yet. They're poisoning your asses, okay, to rake the money in on off of you by using enriched flour. They don't use enriched flour in Europe, and they're just about to get rid of the Roundup being sprayed on the wheat. That's their next move. Germany and Italy are leading the way in Europe. Okay, and so that's pretty pathetic. The money, I'd buy my own bread maker and make my own because it's easy. You only need flour. That's it. You can watch it on YouTube. Go in there and search homemade sourdough bread. They show you how to make it. You just take the wheat, you put it in the water, put it in the refrigerator for 3 or 4 days. That's your starter. Come back, take your dough, mix some of that in with it, let it rise, knead it a few times, cover it up, let it sit overnight, and throw it in your bread maker. Well, if you have an oven, it's even better, right? But bread is easy to make. It's only got a couple ingredients. That's sourdough bread. They've even got some cultures from 200 years ago using the same culture. They take the culture, make another culture, make like cloning. Well, cloning's probably not a good word for it, but something the simplest there is to do, and they're sitting here dumping all this garbage into it. So, um, yeah, I just wanted to tell you that about the sourdough bread. There needs to be some uh, sourdough bread there. Apparently, everything up where the multi-billionaires live in the Silicon Valley, the Bay Area, San Francisco, they've got all good stuff up there. A loaf of bread that's not poisoned with freaking enriched flour or freaking residue of Roundup will cost you $17 in San Francisco for, like French bread, that type thing, $17. Also, the bakery, when you go to the bakery in the morning and get donuts, the donuts in San Francisco don't use enriched flour. They use organic flour for their donuts. Their glazed donuts, their cake donuts, their maple bars, you name it. It's all made organic. The name of the bakery in San Francisco is Dynamo Donuts and Coffee. Then in the college town right across the bay, California State University, Berkeley, they have a donut shop that also does not use poisonous enriched garbage. They use organic flour for their donuts, for their cake donuts, for their glazed donuts, for their maple bars, you name it. It's all organic flour there. Is it any wonder that the multi billionaires live in this area? You think they have something to do with that? Where you can also get raw milk and raw dairy products, chocolate ice cream made from raw milk, and from Strauss out of Petaluma, California, in Sonoma and Marin County, but not down here in the valley? Huh? And so the donut bakery there in California State University, Berkeley, is called Donut Farm. Okay, if you want some quality donuts where they're not poisoning your ass, those are the only two that I know about in California and the United States. And so that's all I've got for right now. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you all later.